Yo, welcome to Team Radd Titan, and today we're going to be reviewing Alpha 3 Studios' Amazing Spider-Man. This is the classic suit edition, and it's from their Museum line series, okay? So we're going to be running through it, telling you what we think, what we like, what we don't like, if there's anything, and stay tuned to hear our thoughts.
All right, everyone, we're back. And as Gio was saying, we are looking at the Alpha 3 Amazing Spider-Man. Edition size on this is 50, and they have more in the line. So they have the Scarlet Spider, the Symbiote, the Negative Zone, and
Retro.
Who's the guy with the jacket? That's the Scarlet one. I already said that.
Yeah, he's wearing a jumper.
Yeah.
Scarlet, he got Negative Zone, which I really love. It's my favourite, really.
Of course, they did a 6-arm one as well.
Yeah,
That'd be quite cool.
I
haven't seen that, but I'm saying.
Another good thing which I really like is the fact, because the bases are like a complete straight line at the back, you can actually pose them back to back, and it looks fantastic.
I think Tyler did that, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Tyler Sherwood did that, and he did it because they all have some of them have the same poses and some of them have different poses.
Yeah.
So if you do the same pose, they're mirrored.
Yeah.
The way that because there's a slight tilt in the back, the way it works is it's mirrored, so it looks fantastic.
So as we all know, Spider-Man, his first appearance is in Amazing Fantasy number 15, and so I can't justify the price of the actual Amazing Fantasy.
How much is it?
So this is a silver version. This is made of pure silver, and it's the kind of cover.
Let's have a look.
I think this is by Heritage, and this actually is like one of the only number 10s I've ever seen. There was quite a lot of like Batman Damned and things, but yeah, pure silver. What I went for in the end,
that is absolutely beautiful. That.
Yeah, what I went for in the end was I actually won
I
won a copy of Amazing Spider-Man number 1 from a raffle. This is a 0.5, but it's quite a clean copy for a 0.5. And it's actually really complete, cool. Which again for a 0.5 normally you get missing parts or whatever else, and I've seen ones where it's got half the cover missing, so this is actually complete. Again, looks like someone used it as toilet paper and wiped their arse all over it, but it's still mine and it's still a complete version of it, and I do love it. And
it is the first appearance of J. Jonah Jameson Chameleon, first Fantastic Four crossover, origin of Spider-Man retold. It's nice.
Yeah. Well, that's still I think $2,500 that is. For a 0.5, so
let's just keep that safely out of the way.
Yeah. So again, I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So when Gio got this, I was quite jealous and a bit envious of it, really. So I'm trying to get this off him. I don't know how well that's going to go, but we'll see. The piece is starting from the bottom. You've got the base, which is like a rooftop,
New York style
rooftop.
He sort of lives, isn't it? And then what you receive with the when you open the box with the statue, which is the box actually really nice. You got the you sort of got the you got the copy like that, and then you've got the Spider-Man symbols back and forward, and then it says on it it's the museum series, and then inside is the foam and the straps.
Black foam with
exactly, like the grey thing. Yeah, exactly. So you receive the base, which is solid, and then you have the two gargoyles, and then you have the two panels that fill in the sort of decoration that goes around the roof, and then you have one sort of like pipe, sort of obviously for central heating.
Of some
sort. Exactly. It's like central heating pipe or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There. So you can choose, and then you have the figure, the two webbing, which are magnetised, tiny little metal pins inside each of the edges, and they just basically connect to the outside, so they don't join, but the magnets they're almost invisible to see the little metal parts that actually connect to the body. But it's a fantastic job, actually. It's really, really well done. When you see pictures and when you think about how it's going to be, you think, oh god, that might not look right, and you can actually remove them if you don't like the look of it. But for me, this having a web Spider-Man, it's the only one, really, isn't there? There isn't any of this. I think somebody made one of the premium formats, they did webbing on them, but it's joined as well, the same sort of idea, but they're really good, and they're quite thick, the panels, and it's done on either side, so it almost looks 3D when you're looking at it, which is really clever.
Sorry, go back to the base.
You can mix and match with the base. So if you want that, these are magnetized, you can see, and they're actually really sturdy. There's nothing's happening there. It comes off, and then if you wish, you can have one gargoyle, and then you can have this, which fits in seamlessly. Once that goes into place, you have it like that, which is nice. I'll show Alex because he's probably not seen it. It's like that, and then you have you can take that off, and if you decide, well, maybe you want it more like the classic, like the original PF, which has this on there, the sort of rooftop. That's actually really nice as well. You can have it like that. I went with the two gargoyles. I like the two gargoyles.
Yeah,
I mean, I think when the sculpt is that sort of nice, I don't see why you would have that in place of some bricks. The way that I actually did it, the way that I have it displayed, is I'm a bit greedy, so I did the gargoyles, put them in place. It's got two little feet part where it goes in. I left that like that.
Yeah,
that's how I had it. So I had the best of. I just tried to fill that negative space a little bit. You can put it there if you want. From the front, look.
Yeah, maybe
it works.
I guess you could kind of put them all there if you really wanted to.
Yeah, let's just have some fun.
Let's go like Lego.
It'd be like that. Yeah.
Just if you want to not put them in the box and kind of have them there, you could kind of But
it actually looks really good.
Yeah. Kind of get away with them.
It actually looks really good like that. Yeah, cool.
And then also, I mean, if you look underneath here, there is actually a camera, which is obviously the kind of reference to how he makes his money. He sets up his camera, so when he's fighting and things. Moving up into, moving on to this, I mean, the paint is very clean, sculpt is good, webbing even on holding the camera looks great. I like the idea of having these switch out parts. Sometimes you get a little, not bored of it, but the variety is quite nice. So you kind of you mix it up by doing that, and it is quite nice. Take those off. So it's quite nice to mix it up. And also on the, we'll maybe get a picture of this if you ain't got one. But then, as George was saying, where the actual gargoyle sits, there are actually indentations for his feet to go in there, which are quite a nice little touch, and then he kind of grips on nicely like that. Moving up then into the figure. Sorry, going on to again what George was saying, if you were to order the whole line, again, with these being flat edges, you could put them all in a line. You could put them back to back. You could have a whole thing.
You could do like back to back and then side to side like that. You could do back to back like that. So you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could have 6. All like sort of almost Delotto-esque, couldn't you?
So you could have that. Sorry, let's get this on. There you go. So then you move it into the figure. One of the things that jumps out straight away to me is something that you haven't really seen in a lot of licensed pieces, is they've got a whole different approach with the kind of webbing. They've gone for more of like a cut-out look, and I think that works really in their favour, because you're able then to execute the paint a lot smoother, a lot cleaner, and without having wayward lines and things. And I think that's pretty smart.
The separation between the red and the lines and the blue is the best there is. There is none better. It is absolutely the cleanest separation between blue, red and black as you are going to see on any Spider-Man in existence. It is spotless. And also, which drew me to this character for this particular, and there's been millions of fan art Spider-Mans, but the reason why I wanted to get this particular one, it's got I think the best red for Spider-Man, because it's a funny type of red that Spider-Man is. It's this red and sort of blue colouring, the way they've done it is absolutely perfect. It's the red that Spider-Man has that I'm familiar with isn't like a deep red. It's almost like a reddy sort of orangey mix, and it's also got this shine across it where all the sort of sculpt details and textures are, and it's just it's magnificent.
I think what they've done though is they've gone, they made it look classic, but what they've done is obviously then adding the texturing and done enough to not fuck with it and make it enough modern to still look like the classic.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
So they kind of kept within that. So then you've got the texturing like on his legs and stuff are really, I wouldn't say subtle, but they're so obvious as you get with a lot of other pieces. You've again got heavier texturing on the kind of red parts, and again, I think it's enough to kind of make it look clean and modern enough to like not take away from the actual elements that make the character. And I think they've done a very good job of that. Then when you go up into the body sculpt, I do actually think that the anatomy on this is done very well. I mean, this is more of sort of mid-20s sort of Spider-Man. He's more mature. He's not the kid version. He's a bit older, and you can see that he is sort of an athletic build. He is not. I mean, he's in very good shape, but he is not too juiced. I mean, what you get a lot of the times is you get some of them where one of them we reviewed recently. His thighs were like as big as his waist, and some of the proportions are not there. And I think that by having this museum-esque pose, it wouldn't be as forgiving if you were to kind of do that. And I think that they've got the anatomy very well done.
I think it's one of the best. I think it is the best anatomy on a Spider-Man piece there is. I think second would probably be maybe the second premium format where he's jumping over the bill. I think that's a very good piece.
I think it's really underrated.
It's a very good piece anatomy-wise for Spider-Man, and I think this sculpt, less is more. You can see, vastus medialis, the lateralis. You can see his tibialis anterior here. You can see, the way his calves are done, the soleus. You can see all of the musculature is there, but it is not exaggerated, and it's just right for his proportions. It really is perfect. This is one of the best Spider-Man pieces I've ever seen.
Also, the good thing as well, is where you have the muscles, especially the legs. I mean, his back is jacked, but when you have like the legs, so on a lot of pieces, it almost looks like that the character's naked and the suit's been painted onto their anatomy.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think with this one, you can kind of see where the material's over that. I mean, his back is massive. I mean, Spider-Man's suit is kind of like a lycra anyway, so he's going to be very revealing.
He separated the rotator cuff muscles and lats there, which is good. And the triceps are defined, but not ridiculous, not massive. It's a very aesthetically pleasing physique that this piece has. All of his serratus and oblique muscles are there, and they're not overdone. They're the right type of size, the right kind of length. The sculptor has done an absolutely magnificent job of this piece. It is really, really top end. I mean,
it's one of his best pieces.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it is.
And I think one of the smart things of this, which you probably get some people complain about, because we live in a time where we're spoiled. We are really, really spoiled with our statues, and we get many switch outs and whatever else. But with this one, they've gone the opposite way of keeping the Spider-Man figure as one piece, other than the weapon. But this whole figure is one piece. The eyes don't swap out, the head doesn't swap out, the hands don't swap out. And I think by doing that, you don't get any seams. Normally you'll get seams where the gloves join, the head, they can't line up, the head's on
just slightly off.
And I think by doing it this way is very, very smart. And also where you get other ones where they're starting to do where the eyes come out and you change over to like McFarlane or whatever eyes. I think it's just keep it simple. Don't try and overcomplicate things for the sake of
this is something that will last. I think in terms of its qualities, it will last because it's also not a Spider-Man you don't recognise, which is handy. Hasn't got like it isn't like a Spider-Man of today where he's done a lot of eyes, and then in 10 years everyone's like, why has he got fucking stupid silly little eyes? It won't have that aging process which some modern Spider-Mans will have. If they were to do it, they'd be like, oh, Delotto's a big hit now. Let's just do his eyes on there, and it's like, no, in time, people will be like, I prefer him with the bigger eyes. I think it's really, really about tastes, and I don't think switch outs are needed if you do the basics as well as you can. And I think this has the basics absolutely killed.
I don't even think they needed to do switch outs on the rooftop, to be honest with you.
No.
Could have kept it even more simple. Just gone, yeah, that's it. But it's good that you got it. It's nice that you got it, because again, I go with the gargoyles, and I think other people may not. They may just go with the
like we were talking about, if you had four together or six together, you won't want the gargoyles everywhere. You'd have maybe, if you were doing the two like this, and then all out in a line like that, you'd put the gargoyles on one on each end and then all the middles.
Do the other ones come with the same gargoyles?
They're all different. Some of them are different, but that's. I mean, if I had them, let's say I had 6 in a line, I'd put the gargoyle on each end of that line, and then
maybe in the middle,
the thing, and then have a pipe on one of them, and then all across. I think it's very clever to make it to be able to do that, because obviously I think it's been designed in the fact that you wouldn't just have one. And believe me, if I could have got another one, I probably would have. I would love to have had the negative zone. I think the negative zone is absolutely unbelievable as well.
I like the black one, and actually the Scarlet Spider's nice as well.
Yeah, in fairness, all of them are really nice. I think that Alpha 3 Studios have done an amazing job. Really, I really do. And it's very hard to nitpick over things here that I don't like, and that's a problem. You know, I even like this part of the base where all this sculpt detail, this sort of is in the building. You've been to New York, you know what the buildings look like. Some of them up there.
I'm always looking at the floor. I don't look up. I've got no confidence. But no, Why
don't you tell me, as someone who doesn't own the piece, what you don't like? Is there anything?
I think if I was to say, like, I need to pick at something, I think the webbing is done in a smart way where you can move it slightly. So if you have it displayed, you would then kind of push it around. But as we're seeing this in a 360 way at the moment, the kind of fitting of the webbing, it's been done well, but just could be done like a touch better, I think. I think that they're genius the way they've done it by the magnets, but I just think that there's certain gaps on this. I don't know whether, again, it's just the way that George had to box it up to bring it to me to review. So I don't know whether it's the fact that you need to mess around with it a little bit to get it to fit a bit better, because you said it was fitting better yours.
Yeah, it's just time. You just got to mess with it a lot more.
But I think the kind of innovation of the way they've done this with magnets is very clever. But I do think that if I had to say something, I like the gargoyles. I don't know. I mean, a bit too clean. Could do some weathering maybe on the gargoyles. Again,
you mean like some maybe moss or some
just
green,
like
or something
just some just some weatheriness on the rooftop, just to make it look, just like it's actually weathering. But then again, if you're going to go for a kind of museum look, you kind of want it clean. So I mean, I'm just what is that?
Underneath the webbing.
Okay.
Just makes it now, it looks a bit more 3D from the side, because you can see through the webbing, it's actually coming away.
Yeah. I guess, I mean, again, they're all like literally really clutching the straws. I mean, I am a big Spider-Man fan.
Many better Spider-Mans than this, man.
I'm a big Spider-Man fan, and I'm a little jealous, actually. I actually really like it. Yeah.
Well, if you like it, then it must be done well, because you have like you've got a big Spider-Man collection, so.
Yeah. I've got probably about 6 Peter Parkers, I think, in my collection.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean.
Tape measure it.
Yeah, sure.
Come on, let me show you. Right next to you. There you go. There you go, sweetheart.
Turn the thing off, because I don't like having to move around with it. Okay, so what we'll start off with is we'll go with height, which is fine. We'll go from the bottom there. So this is around about 20 3/4 inches. I'd say 21 inches you're going to need for clearance, which is around 53 centimeters tall. Width-wise, from there to there, you're looking at 38 centimeters. So that is 15 inches wide. And in terms of depth, it's actually pretty reasonable. So it's only around 7 inches deep, just. And then...
How wide?
15 inches. It's 15 inches wide.
What's that in centimetres, sorry?
15 inches is around 38. Yeah,
that sounds DTOF worthy.
Yeah, it is. It will fit into a DTOF. Yeah, you'd think it wouldn't you? Because of how big that base is, and the base depth of the base alone is around 3 3/4 inches, which makes Spider-Man spot on in terms of scaling.
Yeah.
So it's just just a shade under 21, which makes Spider-Man 17, sort of just over 17 inches tall.
What's that? So 17 times.
Just over. So it's about 5'10".
17 times 4. Is 10, 20, 30, 40, 68, that's 5.
10.
No, it's not. It's just under 5. It's about 5'9".
It's not, because he's just over.
Oh, okay.
That's
so
what I'm saying.
5'9".
It's just under 21. The base is just under 3.
Right.
Just under 4. So just under 3. Yeah, it's just over 3. Okay. So it's, see what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
between
just over.
Between 5'9", 5'10".
Yeah,
and he's not standing up straight. So
exactly. So it's spot on.
Okay.
But yeah, so let us know what you think.
Yep.
Massive congratulations to Alpha Free Studios. This is the second piece of theirs I have in with the Vision, which I'm still yet to review. I haven't reviewed that, have we, Vision? Need to review it. I'm bringing that down. You have to do it at my house. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with everyone you know. Keep it locked to Radd Titan because we've got a lot of stuff coming on, and it's not just the Marvel stuff. We also got horror stuff, and we've got anime stuff, and all sorts of bits and pieces. And Kevin Andelena's taking over the Hot Toys things to share with you, like if you like that kind of gear. Yeah, and you can follow us on Facebook under radtitanstatuecollecting.com, or you can join us on Instagram, rad_titan. Be lucky. Peace.
Peace out.